Just describe the wave of relief that went over you when that full-time whistle that went.
Yeah, that last 20 minutes wasn't nice, but it was worth it, man. Yeah, worth it.
You came in, you said it was horrible. Just tell us how the feeling changes when it goes from 3-1 and then obviously 3-2.
Yeah, obviously we know it's a big derby and they don't want to just lose 3-0 at home. So once they got one, the crowd was up, they was up, and the momentum shifted their way. But I'm proud of all the boys. We fought to the end, and yeah, we got the 3 points.
So what's key? What's really important when it gets like that? You've been comfortable, it gets tight. What do you need to do?
Well, we just need to be calm, Obviously, everything's quite frantic, and I know it's...
Is it like the swan? On the surface, calm, underneath, you're panicking furiously.
A bit, but yeah, I think we showed our level heads at the end, and yeah, I'm proud of everyone to get the win.
Special to go over and celebrate it with the away fans? That looked like a really nice moment.
Yeah, very nice moment. We know what it means to the fans and what it means to us, so yeah, we're delighted.
What does it mean?
It means everything, and yeah, we know this is a massive win for us, and we've got 3 to go, and we're going to give it everything and see where it leaves us.
Do you feel like you need to be perfect?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens now? iPads on the coach, seeing if Forest can do you a favour?
Well, pretty much, yeah. Shower, get on the bus, put the game on, and hope for the best. But yeah, we just know, obviously, City are an amazing team, but they're not perfect. No one's perfect. They can drop points. We just need to do our job and see where it leaves us.
You say no one's perfect, but you kind of have to be, don't you, between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, there's not much room for error. They showed last year, the years before. And yeah, we've got experience now. We learned our lessons last year, and yeah, we're ready for the last 3 games.
OK, that's an interesting thing. Do you feel like lessons have been learned? You'll remember Liverpool away, West Ham away last season where you were comfortable when you didn't go over the line. The difference today is you did.
Yeah, exactly, and we showed that today. Maybe last season, I don't know, that could have ended in a draw, but today we showed that we have the experience now, and we can come here and get 3 points even when the stakes are high and it's a massive game. So yeah, delighted, like I said before.
And I should just lastly ask about your goal. First English player to 15 Premier League goals since, can you tell me?
Ian Wright.
Mean a lot?
Of course, yeah, it's really nice, and I hope I can continue to make records like this, but the most important for me is the trophy, so let's see.
You loved it, didn't you? Wheeling away with those ears cupped.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done, mate. Well done.
And the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium's pretty much been emptied apart from this Arsenal section. They are singing in the sunshine, and well they might. 3 games to go. They've reached 80 points now. 80 points or more in back-to-back seasons for the first time since they won the title, and the subsequent year going back 19 years. But they were nervy moments, Paul, weren't they, in the end?
He was nervous.
Very nervous. All because of the goalkeeper, let's be honest. Bad mistake, and it just causes drama. There's no need for it. Tottenham fans are going to leave today. Think, another 10 minutes, could have got back in it. The only reason they got back in it was because of the goalie, as simple as that, Arsenal. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to be alive every minute of the game for the running, because something like that, and it could have gone all pair. It could have gone pair. It could have easy, in the end, 3-3, and then that's it. So, yeah, the goalkeeper, bad mistake by the goalkeeper. Otherwise, bar that, I thought Arsenal were very, very good.
Would you say on balance, Roy, it was a game decided by set pieces?
Yeah, well, it's huge, and we know how strong, obviously, Arsenal are and how poor Spurs are. So, yeah, that made a big difference today. Yeah, they gave them a helping hand the second half. But, yeah, we knew at the start, delivery, from Spurs' point of view, listen, players not in the right positions. Just obviously, we know Arsenal will attack when they're big and strong, but Spurs from the start, you look at Højbjerg there, just in the wrong position for an experienced player. Starting position's wrong. Listen, a good delivery with a bit of pace, and he's got himself in the wrong position.
You thought penalty here, Michael. Michael, did you agree with that?
Yeah, well, I think I agree with Dawes. If he would have went down early, they probably would have looked at it. He's sort of been punished for trying to stay on his feet. I mean, it could have went either way, but I probably just agree with Michael on
that. But at that stage of the game, it could have been very different, couldn't it? And then we did wonder if this was going to be a key contest. Bukayo Saka up against Ben Davies.
Yeah, we said it before the game, and I think Merce said it half-time. Just there, Davies there. He lets him get back on his favoured side, his left foot. He sort of just loses his footing there, which allows a gap for Saka just to curl it in the corner. But he's just got to show him. He's got to show him wider on his right foot.
I think the goalkeeper's got to read it as well. I think the goalkeeper's got to read it.
Michael, another set piece that Spurs concede. What's going wrong here for them? Well, I think Ben White does a great job for Arsenal. He's stopping Vicario, but I think if I'm Vicario, you've got to be stronger. Get him out your way. Then go and take everyone's head off. Go and punch that ball. Take the pressure off your defenders because it's 3 yards out. And then this was... I said at half-time, Dave.
The worry is, when players get bored. Players get bored. When you're training your coach, the goalkeeper there, they get bored. Never get bored in a football match.
25 minutes to go.
You said score the first goal.
That's all they did. It could be only pride. That was all they had to go out and get there. And if they got the first goal, see where it took you. And this is what happened. He got to 87 minutes. Declan Rice kicks Ben Davies. I can't believe Michael Oliver missed it in real time. However, VAR intervened and got it right. And Son puts it away nicely. And then at the end, Arsenal are hanging on and they're nervous. They're going for a title. Nerves kicks in and... Obviously for Merce and Arsenal and all those fans, they hung on and went home happy.
It helps them in good stead for next year, though, Tottenham, doesn't it, now, that fight back?
Wow.
Well, we'll maybe get onto the bigger picture a little bit later on. It's only a little bit of pride they've got back, isn't it? Not much more than that.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I mean, North London derby, that's what it's all about.
It's easy to play when you're... Sometimes, we always say it's easy to play when you're 3-0 down or 3-1 down. They needed to start quicker. Basically, the game... I know, they were kind of hanging on the end.
But couldn't fashion a major chance.
No, but I tell you what, half-time, I was sat in, I was down. Yeah. You're thinking, wow, imagine being a player, you have to go out there and you have to show something, Merce. You have to. It could have got worse for them. All right, it could have been different if Christian Romero...
Too little, too late.
It was too little, too late.
Arsenal, in the end, got themselves over the line, and just how vital that is. More reaction on Sky Sports News across our digital platforms, and with us, indeed, later here on Super.
It was great. I thought second half they showed spirit. I don't think they were spectacular either at Arsenal. I think they adapted their style, which is, I admire Arteta for. He's not hell-bent on, no, this is the way we play and that's it. They surrendered possession today. And what they've done is dug in and counter-attacked. They've got different ways to play. He's turned the page over now. He knows how to coach. He's an astute coach. Sometimes he knows you need to suck it up. Suck up the pressure and catch him on a counter-attack. Something, I think Ange Postecoglou needs to learn. You need to learn that because there was a 3-goal start. Yes, the Vicario got targeted for the 2 set-piece goals from the corners, but they're wide open. They're fullbacks. We said it at the beginning of the show. You release them gaps, they get exploited, and he did with a Saka goal. But we knew that was coming. I think Ange needs to know that's coming as well, and I think he needs to adapt at times.
OK, 40 points from 45 Arsenal have now taken. He knew that record. He knew that this man had done it. Ian just did it 5 times, to be fair, in his Arsenal career. But he had a big part to play again.
Massive part. And I knew it was going to be a tough day for Ben Davies today because you could see, again, we're talking about a player who knows exactly what the derby means at a time of the season where, it was more about the performance and making sure you do perform. And he did. He caused Ben Davies a lot of problems. Obviously, he had to go off in the end. But... I was really pleased with the fact that they were so in control of what they needed to do, especially once they got back in the game, Tottenham. It's to stay calm. They've done so well to get to this point. You can't do rash things, which we saw the goalkeeper do, unfortunately. And even the penalty, what was given away, was quite a rash decision to make from Declan simply because of where the ball is. There's going to be a player in and around it. You've got to be a lot more careful about that. But, like he said, the main thing was getting the 3 points. And that's the main thing.
We played at the penalty shout at the start of Saka's goal from Tottenham's point of view that they thought on field, but you were happy nothing doing here?
I was, yeah. I don't think there was. There was a clip there, but I think it was more Kulusevski leaving his leg there. No, I was happy with that decision. I thought they got that one right.
And from then on, Tottenham were in trouble.
Yeah, Bukayo makes you listen. His run there, he's going to run offside if he runs in a straight line. But what he does, he pulls himself to the right-hand side, so he still has the momentum going. Not a penalty for me, but I just love the movement of Bukayo Saka. Yeah. When he runs forward, like I say, if he stops and he starts again, he pulls himself to the right. Yeah. So he's still moving forward, the momentum's still forward, and he knows exactly what he wants to do. So does Ben Davies, but it's easier said than done. Stop him coming in on the inside. That's what Ange Postecoglou would have been shouting on the side. Don't let him come on his left side. But once he shifts it, it's a great finish.
What is great about that is when you're watching a lot of the strikers now is the blatant nature in which they just go forward. They're not looking on the line. The margins are so tight. They know with the offsides it can be like fractions. And he's right because he had to continue his momentum going forward. But what you've got to do is once you can see the forward in front of you there, Steve, you're trying to go forward, but you've got to run forward, but you've got to do a move so you stay level
with this guy, you know? And that's what he done, and he done it very subtly, so you could see it. He's running, then he does that, and then he starts doing that. And those are the little things that I'd like to see forwards doing more. They're not doing enough for me to stay on side when they are offside, when the margins are so small.
Interesting.
I think the hardest thing he has done there is the first touch.
Yeah, beautiful.
Normally, and every single player would try to control the ball with their right foot, but he put the his left. So he find a way to control that ball, put it on the ground. That's the most difficult because you can see the ball coming, the ball is about to bounce. And he controlled that ball so well, then everything becomes easier. He opened his body, go as if he's going on the right, block his run, come back his left, and finish. And that's what I'm saying. Bukayo today, he's one of the best winger in this league, maybe in Europe. So you cannot give him that space. You knew how good he is, what he can bring into his team, which is Arsenal. You cannot leave him alone. When you allow him to have a lot of space, he would definitely punish you, and that's what he has done today.
And they punish every team from set piece. 2 corners again today. Yeah. Tottenham knew it was coming. They couldn't deal with it.
They couldn't deal with it. The balls in, Steve, I've got to give them, were amazing. But when you look at them at the back there, no one protecting Vicario, because I think when you look where this header is, if he's got some protection, he might be able to go out. Not with that one there, but he might be able to get himself in a position where he can maybe get close to the front post. But with this one, when you see where they're coming from, where the header ends up from Kai Havertz, I think the goalkeeper's got to move from there and go and punch it. Yeah. He's a yard out. He cannot get involved in that. Now the second after Pulsar, it's too late. It's a big mistake from there, from the coaching staff.
I think here it's a team mistake because they consider 2 goals, a player disturbing the keeper. So which means there is something wrong there. You have to talk, you have to communicate and tell them, as a keeper already, you are strongest. Because I can't see anybody going to do that thing to Jens Lehmann when I was playing with him in Arsenal. Or Joe Hart when he was playing with City. It's impossible, but now you are getting bullied. First one, you consider 1 goal, but it can't happen second time. You turn around, you see the opponent striker behind you. Call somebody. If you can't do the job, call somebody to come and do the job for you. So for me, you can't concede 2 goals like that. It's not normal.
It shows you what a nuisance it is when you put someone there. I mean, the timing of the ball's on its way and then he just steps in front both times. Yeah, he impedes him, but the goalkeeper's not strong enough. But you see when he comes up on Raya, Vicario, he's not trying to head it. What he's trying to do is stop the goalkeeper coming. So he knows how important it is himself as a goalkeeper. So he goes and stands right in front of him to try and keep the ball. Look, this is the last few minutes of the game. He knows, if I can pin the goalkeeper in here, then it's just who can jump, who can attack it the best. And the goalkeeper can stick his hands up. He knows how important it is. That's why he put himself in that area. There's a set-piece coach. But he's done a lot of good work. I think today they won this game. Tactically, they've won this game. I mean, I call tactics set pieces as well. I mean, 2 very important detail of set pieces. Plus, from Mikel's point of view, not dominating and controlling the football match today, but sometimes just sitting back. Just sitting back, controlling it and catching them on a counter-attack. He knew exactly the shape which Tottenham would play. He knew the fullbacks would vacate them areas. He knew he'd be able to exploit it. And they suffered out of possession today. They normally dominate.
38% they had. Exactly. Second lowest all season.
When did you ever see that?
Second lowest all season.
He knows. He's gone into this game knowing that's going to be the case because he knows exactly how Tottenham want to play. When they throw bodies forward, it's because they get more players in the midfield areas. If they're not perfect in possession, they will give the ball away and they will get exploited with the spaces what they leave, and that's exactly what happened in the first half. 3 down at half-time could have been naughty, could have been a cricket score here today, could have been 6 or 7. Credit to Tottenham that they rolled their sleeves, they got back in. The goalkeeper Raya has gotten back in the game with a ridiculous error. He's given them away 3-0 up. In a game of that magnitude, and you go and try and chip that ball into midfield, which is a nothing pass, gives it to Romero, he puts it in the goal. All of a sudden, the crowd are up, and now it's a different football match.
It was, but Spurs were still on the wrong end of it in the end. Here is their manager, Ange Postecoglou.
We allowed them, way too easy access to our goals. They only got there 3 or 4 times, and they scored 3 goals in the first half, and it's just not acceptable at this level, and we paid a price for it against a very good team. And we showed resilience. We fought back, but we had to because there's no other choice. We couldn't come out here in the second half and not give our supporters at least a little bit of hope. So, we did that, but still very disappointing.
So you said not acceptable. What could you have done better to deny them the access to your goal that you gave them?
Well, just to be, I think we're still not as resilient as we can be, particularly in those kind of moments, whether it's a transition moment or a set piece. Like I said, we're allowing far too easy access to our goal. Like I said, I think they had maybe 4 attempts in the first half, scored 3 goals. You can't do that. And like I said, they're a good side, and they're going to punish you if you don't show that steel, particularly protecting your own goal. And we didn't today.
So Arsenal have won the North London derby. As you can see, they are 4 points clear of Manchester City, who are going to watch next.
Arsenal are blowing away their rivals here. 3-0 they lead at Spurs. Micah Richards has joined us, and Paul Merson's pre-match confidence has been justified so far. What have you made of it, Roy?
Well, Arsenal have been excellent. Spurs have obviously dominated possession, but Arsenal very much in control of the game. We said the importance of set pieces, obviously even the counter-attack for the second goal. Spurs haven't shown enough courage. 20 minutes when they get in a good position to put the ball in there, but defensively, set pieces and the goalkeepers certainly got to do better at that 6-yard box more.
Michael, set pieces proving costly again for Spurs. What do you make of this?
Well, they've been vulnerable in recent weeks, and this is something that Arsenal have looked to work on. And you see Ben White standing on Vicario here. Look at Højbjerg at the front post, but all Arsenal look to do, they put it in that area. They get a little bit fortunate.
Is he unlucky, Højbjerg, or is he in the wrong position?
He just takes a step to his right, and it gives that space for Tomiyasu just to give him a nudge. I mean, yeah, you say
starting positions now.
Yeah, they see this is something that Arsenal looked at, but Ben White, look, he stopped Vicario coming. I mean, as I've said before, Spurs have been vulnerable from set pieces, and we'll see it again later on.
But at 1-0, a shout for a penalty for Kulusevski, tripped by Trossard or not? What do you think, Michael?
Big shout. Does he see him coming? I think Kulusevski
big
goes
shout.
across.
Does that mean penalty?
It's a big shout. It's a penalty for me. I mean, if he goes down straight away, I think that he takes 2 or 3 more steps and tries to be honest and stay on his feet. Whether he thinks himself who's clipped it, it's the initial contact from Trossard that instigates that, in my opinion, and then the one after that from Maddison. No penalty for me, that one.
It was checked, VAR said minimal contact, but from that point, Paul, how well Arsenal break. This is just ruthless, isn't it?
It is ruthless, but bad by Tottenham, terrible by Tottenham. No awareness, everybody's looking at the ball, no one's seen Saka. Now, I feel sorry for Ben Davies in a way, but you know Saka's coming left. If Ben White, Davies can't do too much, but what he can do is put him on his right foot, and if he scores on his right foot, you hold your hands up, you go, you know what, I've put him on his weakest foot. From here now, when he touches this ball, I'm shouting, you cannot let him back on his left foot. And he doesn't even do it greatly. He just comes inside and he bends it in. You know what the difference between Arsenal and Tottenham? When they break, they break. When Tottenham break, they take too long and they wait around on the edge of the box.
With absolute conviction, he now has 15 for the season and another set piece for Arsenal, Micah.
Yeah, it's not good enough. You've seen what Arsenal have tried to do, commitment to that front post. Again, like Dawson said, with White on the goalkeeper, making sure he can't come out and punch the ball. But the interesting thing from a Spurs point of view is no one's looking at the men coming behind them. They're not on the half turn. They have one look, and now basically they're just reacting, and by the time they react, it's too late, conceding too many set pieces.
Well, is it too late for Spurs in this game? First time.
That was it in the North London derby. So much to get through. Let's get straight to it. Arsenal taking the lead from a corner again, but you like the way they pressed and won the corner in the first place.
This is what they were going to do. You see them inverted there, Porro and Davis, and then once that's happened, you could see like where Saka is already. I think the ball from the goalkeeper's paw is taking him away from it, and then from there, Arsenal exactly where they want Spurs in respect of closing down, because they want to get into this set piece situation. See Ben White there causing the goalkeeper some problems, but this ball here, you know, I think that for me, Højbjerg's on the wrong side. He's leaning across. It's a half decent ball in, but at the same time, you know, it's made him panic. He's trying to clear it. He's off balance, and you get the goal from it.
And you know what's coming with Arsenal set plays from Tottenham's point of view.
Yeah, but listen, it's a hard one. Obviously, seeing the way Tottenham are playing, they're playing quite well. But we talked about this before the game, that if they push both of their fullbacks in front, it will be very difficult for them. Obviously, playing against a player like Saka on the side, we know what a clinical player he can be, and giving him space, he can do whatever he want to do. He take the ball on the right, bring it back onto his left to finish. I think Tottenham are playing quite well, but they have to find a way to stay at the back. Let Arsenal have the ball, you can go counter-attack. But at the moment, it's Arsenal playing counter-attack. It's different to what Arsenal are used to. And today, whatever they are doing is just incredible. And they are very clinical in front of the pool. As you can see, 3-0 for Arsenal. I'm not surprised looking at the way Arsenal are playing.
Yeah. Tim, we saw an incredible 4.5 minutes then, where Spurs thought they'd equalise through Mickey van der Ven.
Yeah, we all thought that. We had a second look at it. The shot comes in there. There's a deliberate attempt to block the shot, and it falls to Mickey van der Ven off of Gabriel's head. The second one is not deliberate, obviously. But here, if you see Tomiyasu here, that's a deliberate attempt to play the ball. It then bounces off his knees into Gabriel's, accidental, and then Mickey van der Ven finishes it well. I can't understand why that is ruled out. I just think if it comes off the Arsenal player, then he should be onside.
It's all just gone to a crazy place now, in respect, from my opinion. The deflection's deflection. From you're looking at Van der Ven there, and I can't understand how. I don't know how to get into. I'm going to complain about that now because I'm done with it. I'm done with that.
Let's just clear it up with Dermot. Well, we'll try and clear it up with Dermot. Tim thinks that was a deliberate block, therefore it should be onside. Is that the ruling, the deliberate side of it?
If he goes to block it, he's not offside. What he's got to do, he's got to have a clear chance to play the ball. He's got to deliberately play it in a good action. You look at it, it comes so fast. I think Van der Ven's very, very close to him as well. But the VAR decides that the first one off Tomiyasu, he's gone to block the ball, and the second one obviously flies off Gabriel. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But he's gone to block it with his knees. He hasn't gone to control the ball. He hasn't gone to play it away. He's gone to block that ball. So if he's gone to block the ball, it doesn't negate an offside.
See, this is where it's getting really confusing because he's a defender in a position where he's actually caught himself on his heels. He can't actually move his feet because he's probably trying, but he's been caught out. He's a defender. He's definitely trying to block the ball. I don't understand why then Gabriel, again, it's unlucky in football that it's bounced off him and it's gone into Van der Ven. Come on, man.
We'll talk about this at length after the game, I'm sure, with a little bit more time.
Yes.
Adebayor, you mentioned Saka. Right from that, 4.5 minutes later, he did this to make it 2-0.
But listen, a player with his quality, and if I'm playing a game, and let's say, I don't know, 6-7 years ago when I was in the Premier League, I could have tell the right back or whoever is playing against him to stay on him because we all know how he's on top of his game right now. He's playing his best football. But now, seeing Davies moving up front all the time, Davies is not the one that's going to score for Tottenham to win this kind of game. So Davies have to stay in position and have Bukayo Saka under control. That's not what they're doing, and that's going to make life so difficult for them. If you allow Saka to play with his quality on 1v1, we see how he make that goal look so easy, but trust me, it's not. He was on the right, bring it back onto the left and finish it obviously like Thierry Henry those days with his left. Look, it looks so easy, but this we are talking about a goal that can win them the league.
Bukayo Saka, the first English player to 15 league goals for Arsenal since Ian Wright. Tim, they've had 2 corners and scored from both of them, Arsenal. That will be a frustration for Tottenham.
Vicario is being targeted without a doubt. Look at Ben White here. All he does is pop inside of him. Everyone's out the back. They're all looking over their shoulders to see who they can mark. Forget that. It's about the goalkeeper. It's going to come on top of him. Ben White just nudges him. Goalkeeper's too weak. Needs to be stronger there on both goals. And they get caught out again. It's a very good header from Kai Havertz. But, you know, when they're not standing in front of you, it's very difficult to go and mark someone. When they're coming late from behind into them areas, I mean, they're beating Tottenham all ends up. It's very, very clever from Arsenal, and they're well drilled.
I can't understand for life how they've not got a player. They've got so many players in there, Tottenham. They haven't got a player to help Vicario there. He's literally can do whatever he wants with him, Ben White. And like you can see him complaining there that he got nudged, but he's got to be stronger there, or he's got to get protected from his teammates. But it's a fantastically worked free kick from Arsenal.
A second-half Tottenham Hotspur fightback was in vain as Arsenal survived a monumental scare to triumph 3-2 in Sunday's Premier League North London derby. The Gunners flaunted their aerial dominance from the off as Pierre-Emile Højbjerg turned into his own net from a corner before Bukayo Saka's low finish and Kai Havertz's own header from a set-piece sent Mikel Arteta's men into the break 3 goals to the good. It was not for the want of trying for Spurs in the first half, and the hosts came within a goal of pulling off an incredible comeback thanks to Christian Romero's finish and Son Heung-min's penalty, but Arsenal ultimately came through by the skin of their teeth. By making it back-to-back away wins over Tottenham for the first time in the Premier League era, Arsenal have temporarily gone 4 points clear of Manchester City at the top of the table, while a spot in the Champions League is now out of fifth-placed Spurs' hands again. Having passed a major test of their title credentials, the Gunners now prepare for next Saturday's lunchtime kickoff at home to Bournemouth, 2 days after Tottenham take on Chelsea in another tantalizing capital clash at Stamford Bridge.